Guess what, guys? 3-in-1 video. Let's go! What's up, guys? It's Games Armada, and you guys know for months now I've been talking about the fact that we need to do Guardians of the Galaxy review, Volume 2. Now, I never made that review. And then more comic book movies came out, like WonderWoman and Spiderman Homecoming. Guess what, guys? Since it's been so long and I haven't really figured out the formula on how to do those yet, you know what I mean? This is going to be it. I finally figured out how to do it for you guys. So here it is. My review of not just Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, not just Wonder Woman, but Spider-Man Homecoming. All three of them in one video. Super excited to get this to you guys. But before we get into that, I did want to bring up two little things. One, I wanted to give a shout out to my man, Midget XD. He just gave me a shout out on his channel. So if you guys are coming from there, welcome to Games Armada. Welcome to this brand new channel. You can check out some of my other videos to see what I do. But if you guys aren't subscribed to Midget XD, make sure you check him out. If you guys like games like Minecraft, I'm not too sure what Omegle is. I have to check that out. I don't know if it's a game. Grand Theft Auto 5, or just anything like that, guys. Or even White Noise Online, which, by the way, he hates doing those videos because they scare him to death. But anyway, moving on. The second thing I want to bring up is the fact that you guys are going to be seeing a lot of older videos coming now. Marvel Heroes Omega, I have recorded that back in May, the end of that. So, well, not the end, because the last part I recorded about sometime in the middle of this month. But I did record the majority, except the last episode, in May. So they're going to be really old quality mic, everything like that. So bear with me, but I did want to give that footage out to you guys. Once those catch up, 90% of the videos you're going to be seeing are very high quality, 60 frames per second with face cam and special effects and everything. Because now I've learned how to do this, guys. The reason why the videos haven't been coming out as much, I've been learning more and more how to do this. But without further ado on that, there is one last little thing though, and that's that after those Marvel Heroes Omega videos come out, majority of the videos will be newer quality, but there are going to be a couple old ones mixed in too. I have 6 or 7 Injustice videos I have recorded for you guys stashed away that I've been dying to get out. They're basically some versus episodes there with Seb, some ranked gameplay, and some multiverse gameplay that I've been meaning to get to you guys for a while. So expect that to come. And I also have for you guys 2 more Mass Effect parts that I did record that are going to be older quality. But after that's all done, expect Mass Effect to continue on newer. Tomb Raider is going to continue on newer. I'm probably going to continue... I'm probably going to start. I'm going to start, guys. Oh, as an exclusive for this video, I'm probably going to start Until Dawn. Now, I know that's an old game, but it came from PlayStation Plus recently, and I haven't played it. So I thought it'd be pretty fun to play with you guys, especially since the fact that it's a scary game. I could jump on the camera of scarediness. I am the kind of person that will get scared for that kind of thing, so I hope you guys will enjoy that video right there. Well, not that video, that series that's coming soon. But those were all the housekeeping notes I had to go with you. So we're going to do this, the way this review is going to work, we're going to go in chronological order to the time they came out. So we're going to start with Guardians of the Galaxy and work our way to Spider-Man Homecoming. So, without further ado, let's get into the first one! Alrighty, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. What a movie, right? Oh my god, guys. By the way, just before we get into these are all spoiler-heavy reviews. So if you have not seen them, go see them. But this is why I waited this long to do this, so that way the people have plenty of time to go out there and see the movie and judge it for themselves. Without further ado, let's get into it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. A lot of things there happened that I didn't expect. This was definitely a better sequel... Well, not a better sequel, a better... I don't know if it was better than the first one. But it's definitely a higher quality movie in storytelling than I expected, because usually the sequel's like the okay one. The first one's a classic, and the last one's like the best one, right? But this one was actually pretty good, guys. It competes a lot with the first one in certain sections, but I still think the first one beats it just slightly. But this second one has the plot where Peter Quill winds up meeting his father, who turns out to be Ego, the living planet. In this version, it's not the Spartaxian dad, whose name I always forget. Nope, in this version, it is Ego, the living planet. And we find out that Peter's father, in this version, is a Celestial, and that his father wants him to kind of just make the whole universe him and kind of destroy the universe and make it all Ego. I don't know. It was kind of crazy of a plot when they started unfolding. But they don't tell you that at first, do they? No. They tell you straight up. At first, they make it seem like he's a good guy and he's a traveler from all different worlds and blah, blah, blah. But no. Surprise, he's evil. And it's not very good. It's not. But I will tell you, the actor who plays him was great. I love the choice. He did such a good job. Chris Pratt really nails it here with a lot of Earth references as Star-Lord. And, they really integrate the soundtrack in this one, I think, better than the first one. Because they make it seem like, the father's been listening to it for such a long time. He integrates it to the way he does his storytelling. And I thought that was pretty beeping awesome. And, we get to see that Peter actually inherits the celestial powers. And that he wants him to use it for that. Like I said, he's a celestial being. And he's one of the only few sons he had. Or, not sons, but, one of the only few children he's had in general that has the ability. Actually, the only one. But it was quite a plot twist. I didn't see it coming. Interestingly enough, I believe they're called the Shi'ar people. Didn't play that big of a role as I thought they were going to play in this movie, but I did think that they set it up for a lot of different things. Especially with that after credit scene where we see them making the casket for... Or not the casket, they call it the sarcophagus for Adam Warlock. So that definitely seemed like quite the setup. And it's overall, guys, it was awesome. I really think the way they handled the new Guardians members was also pretty well. As we saw throughout it, Nebula was scattered in between the story, which was well done. Yondu was scattered in perfectly. He was in every scene he needed to be. And you really, really heartfelt when he got killed. So, overall, that was quite surprising too. And that's what I loved about this movie. It had a lot more plot twists. It was not a predictable plot. And I liked that. But, with that being said, in the overall rating and stuff that I've said about it, I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's great, but it's not getting to that higher up level yet. And the reason why is because there was some it wasn't that there were moments that weren't awesome, because every moment in the movie was awesome, but I felt like it still doesn't have kind of the specialness that one did, in the sense of one kind of formed the group and there was something really special about that. But I feel like this one really held its ground to sequel the first one. So that was great. But moving on, we're gonna go to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a pretty awesome movie this year, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I was impressed. I take it from the man that hates Batman vs. Superman but loves Suicide Squad, which is a very controversial thing to say. But I watched Wonder Woman for the first time, and let me just say, it was the most comic book accurate thing that they've done besides Suicide Squad. That's the only reason I like Suicide Squad, guys, because it's so comic book accurate to the characters. But I feel like this one does everything right, in the sense of, we get that Wonder Woman from Amazon thing. She winds up helping people from outside of Themyscira when they invade by accident. They didn't mean to find Themyscira. It's an accidental find, as most adventure movies go, or not even adventure movies. What do they call that? Island hunting or treasure hunting movies go, where they find that lost city and just stumble upon a random gold mine that I've been looking for years. But anyway, the point is, in this story, she meets Steve Trevor, a man who's been fighting in the war, and she thinks that this is the war that she's been told about for, decades. That this was going to be the war where Ares comes back and is plotting to kind of just have the world in uttermost anger and chaos. So she winds up with him, and she has to learn what it's like to blend in with the real world. I thought it was well done. Her strength is shown off so perfectly in many scenes. We saw a lot of comic book abilities that Wonder Woman has, from her magic lasso that could tell the truth, to her bracelets or bracers, I think they're called, that could block bullets and deflect them, to her strong shield and sword. So I thought that was well done. The only power they didn't use that's a complete corny power, and I'm glad they didn't use, was the throwing the tiara thing. But everything else was used perfectly. I think towards the end, they were even hinting at the fact that this one may fly. Because, in every different version, they got one that can fly, one that needs an invisible jet, one that uses both. Personally, I like the one that uses both. But, I'm not too really sure what they want to do with this. But overall, we got to see tremendous strength and fighting. And I love the ending twist, where the person she thought that she was chasing the whole time was Ares, was not. But one of the people she actually meets was, throughout the story. And it was the most throw-off twist ever, guys. I swear. It really threw me off guard, but I loved it. Anyway, that was awesome, and I love the fight at the end with Ares. Granted, it's a lot of more of that flashy light stuff and boom, bang, random sacrifice, boom, ba, bing, but in the end, it amounted to what Wonder Woman's origin story basically is. The only thing I would have liked to see seen from this movie that wasn't really shown off too well was more of Themyscira, because Themyscira has so many interesting things you could touch on, but they didn't. But to a degree, that's not where the story takes place, and I was completely okay with it. Overall, in my final rating for Wonder Woman, I would give Wonder Woman a 8 out of 10, just because it's a good start for DC. Finally! Oh my god, has DC been lacking in movies, guys? Tell me about it. I would give this an 8 out of 10, but I'm stronger towards 8.5 out of 10, because it was such a good movie. Alrighty, guys, now Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, this was a movie I was so excited to see. Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character, guys. I love Spider-Man, and I've been seeing him in movies for a long time, none of which really nailed what it's like to be a teenage superhero, which is weird because it shouldn't be that hard. But anyway, they kept getting 32-year-olds to play Spider-Man. Now we actually got someone who's 22 but looks 15, and this works so well, guys. I cannot tell you how satisfied I walked out of that movie theater. It was the best experience I've had in a while with that whole movie-going experience. Let me tell you that. So, the thing that works so well for Spider-Man is, we see him trying to become this big-time, Avenger or superhero or whatever you want to call it. Not just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But as things finally progressed, he got into some mixed up stuff that could have easily wound up to his demise. Little did he know that the Vulture was secretly operating in his hometown of Queens. So, as he started to figure out more and more, and as it took him to other places with how far this organization went, he kept trying to stop them because he was worried about the weapons. And he felt like he needed to prove himself to Tony Stark, his mentor. And of course, Tony Stark did not want him going after it. But the great thing is that splattered in between this are a bunch of scenes that teenagers go through all the time. Like accidentally revealing your secret identity to somebody who you happen to forget was visiting your house that night. Or headed to the homecoming dance and getting kissed or getting first date, you know what I mean? So many little things like that. The decathlon, which is his club thing that he had to go to Washington for. All these little concerns sprinkled in to the fact of his massive vulture problem. It was perfectly done. But one of the best scenes that happens in the movie, to me, tension-wise, is when, we're getting this montage where Spidey's getting ready and Aunt May's helping him, and it's pretty cool. You're like, oh man, this brings back teenage memories. Or if you're a teenager like me, this is teenage stuff we're going through right now. And then all of a sudden, when Peter knocks on that door looking for Liz, the father opens the door, and the father is Adrian Toomes, aka Vulture. I could not believe this twist. It surprised me so much that her father was Adrian Toomes. So Spidey winds up having to fight him instead of going to Homecoming with her. Oh my goodness, the amount of stuff that happens in that short amount of time was fantastic. And the fact that Spider-Man turned down at the end becoming an Avenger was perfectly comic book accurate. And I loved all the kind of nods to other stories. Like, we got a little nod to Civil War towards the ending with the fact that it reveals he's becoming an Avenger, which in the comics he reveals his identity there. Not accidentally, but he does. We got a kind of a Iron Spider-ish suit that he offers him at the end. Tony does. So, all of it was really well done. And we see Pepper Potts for the first time in years, which was pretty cool. But overall, it was so perfectly put into the Marvel Universe. And it finally felt like this teenage angst hero that was Spider-Man. Well, all he wanted to do was prove himself and help who he could. Just be the best man he could, but at the same time was dealing with teenage angst and teenage problems. Was so perfect. So overall, I would rate Spider-Man Homecoming, finally, the Spider-Man movie we've been waiting for, 9 out of 10. Because it could do more, but it doesn't. But it didn't have to me. This could easily go to a 9.5, but anything above 9 to me, 9.5 is kind of like, to me, kind of like Age of Ultron kind of status, and then 10 is the first Avengers movie status, which was, to me, the best Marvel movie of all time. Well, with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this 3-in-1 review. I hope you remember my housekeeping notes to keep an eye out for all those videos. One last thing before I go, the Friday the 13th videos will keep coming out, even though, there's no real end to that. But I feel like it'll be fun for a while, and it'll be something we can continue, just for fun. And I'll even add a couple sound effects to it and stuff like that. It's going to be a real funny time now, guys. There's going to be so many funny things. You're even going to notice funny things in this video, like right now. So yes, funny stuff happening. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep on being great, Games Armada, and game on!